Hi, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a new planner idea I have for 2017 and do a little bit of an unboxing of sorts. And so just a little bit of background, I decided that I was going to use the Hobonichi Cousin for 2016, and I have it right here, and I had set it up in a previous video. And it works great for my purposes. I have the last half of 2016 Avec here that I was using, and if you aren't familiar with my previous videos, I'm a teacher, and so what I would do is I was able to put my lesson plans for both of the classes that I teach in here, as well as my personal planning stuff, and I really liked having it all in one book. The only issue, well, the only two issues that I have with the Cousin is, even though I have the Avec, it's still a large planner to carry around in your purse, like on a day-to-day basis. And my issue that I started to notice over time was I would have my planner open on my desk at work. So I'm going to open it up to like an example for you. I would have my planner open to, here's a good example. My planner is open, and this would be on my desk, and it would be open because my lesson plan is here, and so anybody that walked up to my desk could potentially look at what was here, and I wouldn't mind that so much if they were looking at my lesson plans, but I did mind that they were able to see personal information. So I have information like to pick up a prescription, or instructions that I needed to do for a medical test, or for my dogs, or medicines and things like that. And that always kind of bothered me that my personal stuff was open there for everyone to see, coworkers or a student. So like here's an example of a couple lesson plans. I have some work to dos up here, but then I also have personal to do. So I have something for work, then a personal, then a personal, then work, personal, work, personal. So it was just kind of mixed up, and it's nice to have it all together for me so that I could look at whatever I might need to do. But I didn't like that bit of privacy, or the lack of privacy, because of the setup. But I still bought the Cousin because I knew that it would work for me, and it has. Then I watched, of course, more planner videos, and specifically with the Hobonichi planners. Brenda, a viewer, sent me some A6 pages to try, and I tried those out in a video, and they clearly didn't work for me, but I liked the size. I thought this is definitely a portable size, but it wasn't going to cut it for my purposes. Then I started watching more Hobonichi Weeks videos, and thinking and looking at how people used them, and thinking about the setup of it, I thought I'd really like to try that and see if it would work. The reason why I think the Hobonichi Weeks might work is because there are so many pages at the back, and I was thinking I could put my lesson plans for the day in the back, and then I could have my personal things on the calendars. It would also be small enough and portable enough that I could carry it around with ease. I could also buy those memo books for the back to put any overflow. If I ran out of pages in the back of the book, I could put lesson plans in those. And then I have everything all in one place, so I can see what I need to do for work, what I need to do for home, and I can carry it with me. That kind of propelled me to buy it, and I want to try it out. And I did a test run in here. Let me find it. And I think it's roughly the correct size, but what I did was I kind of drew out roughly the page size of the weeks, and I took just 2 typical days, and I wrote my lesson plans for my 2 classes there, and they both fit. And as you can see, I already was doing like a small, like a narrow lesson plan, because I'd put them side by side, so I was already used to writing my lesson plans like this. So the narrow page width of the weeks I didn't think would bother me, and I can just stack them vertically, which is no big deal to me. If it's vertical or horizontal, it didn't matter. And if I ran out of room for a class, maybe I had a really long lesson plan or really detailed, I could just flip to the next day and then add those memo books at the end. So I thought I need to try the weeks because if I could cut down on the bulk, that would be great. Plus it gives me more room in my purse, more room on my desk, and that kind of thing. So I went ahead and I bought the Hobonichi weeks. I made my purchase from Amazon, and the reason why I did that was I went back and forth with the Hobonichi website. I sort of minded paying for the shipping, but I think what kind of pushed me to Amazon instead of Hobonichi is waiting for the shipping. So with Amazon Prime, I was able to get it in a couple of days. I would have had to wait a couple weeks with the Hobonichi store. Plus, I would have had to pay, like, the last time I think I paid like $27 in shipping, and I imagine it would be somewhere roughly close to that. But I think, you know, you're paying for the shipping either way because the prices are so inflated on Amazon and on Etsy stores that you're paying for the shipping no matter what. It's just, for me, it was the length of shipping or the amount of time. I really liked the endless cover, and I still wish that I would have gotten that. But another reason why I bought from Amazon was because the Hobonichi store was out of clear cover for the weeks anyway, and so I was going to have to order it. If I'm going to use the clear cover, I'm going to have to order it off of Etsy or something, and I knew if I had the endless cover, I would need the clear cover because it's white, and they didn't have that. So I just didn't want to wait. I went ahead and I ordered the Night Sky from Amazon, and this is how it came. And I ordered the memo books. I'm calling them memo books. These are just little notebooks. I don't know. Oh, memo pad set. That's why I'm saying that. Memo pad set for the weeks. And so I ordered a set of those so that I would have those. And then I also ordered these book darts because I saw them on the Hobonichi website and I liked them. And then I saw how, I don't remember whose video I saw, but they had several of them in their weeks. And it was awesome because there's nothing that hangs out over the side, and you can like move the darts easily down the page as the week progresses, and it was really cool. There was like no added bulk. So I ordered this one. This was the Verse Keeper book darts, and it was a tin of 125 mixed metals. I think it was something around like $10 or $12. So let's open these first. So I think they had like bookkeepers and verse keepers, and I don't know, they were like the same price and the same exact thing, and it's like one is more aimed at Bible stuff and the other one is not. But essentially what they are, so you have, oh, I see it now because this has a cross on it. I think the other ones didn't have a cross, and I couldn't see that picture, or I couldn't see that in the picture on the on Amazon. I think that, let's see. I think you can kind of see that. Let me adjust there. Can you see the outline of the cross? So now I know the difference between the verse keeper and the bookkeeper. One has a cross and one doesn't. So I'm not going to let that bother me. It's pretty subtle anyway, but you get like a bronze and a gold and a silver color. But these are so paper thin that you can have, you know, tons of these in your book and they're not going to add any bulk or weight. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little disappointed there's a cross on them, just because this is not meant to be a religious book. It's just a planner, but it's there. So I'm going to use them and see how I like them. So I have those for like various page markers or to move down my page. So let's open this next, and we'll save the weeks for last. So this is the memo pad set, and I don't know how many pages are in each of these. So you get 3. It says 500 on this package, and I'm not sure if that's how many pages you... Oh, I think, you know what, I bet this is like 1 times... I don't know. I'm guessing there's 40 pages. Anyway, they come in 3 really nice colors, a red and like a robin's egg blue and a chocolate colored brown. And inside, they just have the Tomo River paper, and it's got a grid that's like a dashed line grid. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's a solid line that runs down on each of the pages. So it's like maybe 3/4 of an inch or close to an inch in. And it's very subtle though, so if you wanted to ignore that, you could. So this is going to be for overflow of lesson plans. And if I look, actually, you know, it might, well, yeah, let me see. If I look, so like here, this was a really long English lesson plan, so that might be where I'd have like one on a page, but if I cover this up, it would fit perfectly. It would be no problem to fit in this booklet. So I'm not going to feel like I'm going to run out of pages. I have these. And now let's look at the weeks. So one thing is, I noticed in the cousin, you know, and I've known this, I don't have a lot of like appointments, and I don't have a ton of stuff that I write into the personal side of my planner, but I do have a few things typically throughout the day. And I think that they will fit just fine in here. So you get another Unijet Stream pen, and I love the one that I have, so happy to have another one. The only thing I'm kind of sad about is I don't have a cover for this, so I don't have a place to put a pen, and that is something I need to figure out, because I like having a pen with my planner. I've been thinking about all the different types of planners, covers for these, but I really do like just the plain clear one because it doesn't add any bulk, but you get the pen holder. I've looked at like the Saffiano, the Filofax Saffiano as a cover, which is really nice, but I think it's just too bulky. I just want something simple. And this is much smaller than I don't know. I don't know what my expectation was, but it's certainly a portable size. If I put I can almost cover the whole thing with my hand. And the Night Sky cover, it's just, I thought this would be definitely durable enough. If I don't get a cover for it, this I think would be durable enough on its own. It's sort of a thin cardboard, but it has like a coating on this. It feels like a fabric with a coating. And you can see 2017 there, and then on the side there's 2017 kind of stamped in there, and the back just says Hobonichi at the bottom. But this is really nice. I like the feel of it for sure. My other thought with a pen holder is I could just get one of the Leuchtturm pen holders and just put it in the back and have a pen holder that way. Then I don't have to have a cover at all. Inside you have a heavy piece of paper, and it just says Hobo all over it. What's this thing? Oh, in the back here's the railway map, and then the pocket, which I'm definitely going to put in here to hold the extra books. So let's take a look, because I haven't actually been able to see this myself. So you've got the overview calendar for 2017, 2016, 2018. Here is your year at a glance, and this is pretty tiny. So I wanted to kind of compare what I've been keeping track of in my year at a glance type pages in my cousin has been like cycle information. So days and duration and that kind of thing. And so I know that I can easily fit that stuff here. I can just come up with, since this is not grid paper, instead of using like grids, I could easily just write like a letter or something like that, but I can still list the dates of the cycle here. And I think that I'm going to use this the same way that I've been using this. Any kind of extra notes I might have. Oh, this is just for 2017. And so, oh, I was just going to say, any kind of future planning I might have to do, I could write up here, but I don't have to because I have the whole year here, which is amazing to me. Look at how thin that is. That's why I was thinking, man, if I could make the weeks work, I can eliminate so much bulk and so much weight. I mean, look at how much smaller it is. It's amazing. It's the Tomoe River paper that makes it possible. So the months look like this. You've got some room for notes on the side. They label what the week number is of the year, so like week 1, 2, 3. You've got your dates across the top, and it's a Monday start. So I actually wanted to compare, because I'm just curious if I think I could fit what I fit into the month calendar, if I could fit that on here. So let's look at like a typical type of a month. So like here, this is fine. And I do think that I could fit, I mean, I have things written in there, but I don't have a ton of, I don't have very specific. So normally what I've used the month calendar for is for work events or work dates that are important. That or doctor's appointments. So anything at the beginning of our school cycle or school year, we have 2 a year, we get a calendar of every field trip, every weekend, and after school event that we have to go to. And so I just take those and I write those in here. Then I have that to look at, and if I have to make a doctor's appointment, I'll write it in here as well, so that if I'm scheduling something, I can just look at the month calendar and know if it's going to conflict with anything. Then I will take, and I'll use that for any kind of future planning that I have to do. And any reminders like taking out the trash and picking up a farm box that we get. Then I'll take this at the beginning of each month and I'll transfer the information into the daily, or now weekly, pages here. And that's where I'll write details in, like for that week. So if I have a doctor's appointment that I need to make that week, I'll write it in there, or any to-dos or any things like that that come up. So I found that works pretty well for me, and I don't miss things, and I don't book something if I already have to do another thing. So you get the whole year. I'm pretty excited about this. I've never used a planner this size or this small, and I'm really looking forward to the portability of it. And not just the portability, but having what I've wanted, which is a book that has everything in one place, but that's also going to be portable and lightweight. And so then here is the setup for the weeks. So you have the days, the dates, and it's just a line across. I think that you can see that. And let me turn the page so that you don't see through there. I think you can see these dots, so you can section off your day, or you can section off the week. It's a Monday start to match the monthly calendar. And then on the side you have a notes page with that same grid that is kind of dashed, and then you have that solid line that goes down that's kind of subtle. So I've seen setups where people will draw the line all the way across so that you have this whole entire piece for that day of the week. I've seen people break this section up into lists and whatever. The sides are tabbed, and you get 2 bookmarks. In this one, it looks like one is kind of a brown color and a silver color. So I'm probably going to use these along with the book darts. And the weekends are in red. You have a little space at the bottom that's for a quote. And then here is where I thought the weeks would actually work for me. So it goes your monthly calendars you got until I think it was March. Yeah, you got a monthly calendar all the way through March, so you could do forward planning. And then it ends on December 31st exactly. Then you have some sort of informational page. You have an area here where you could make a table of contents for your grid pages. And then look at all those pages that you have, and they're numbered at the bottom, so that if you did make a table of contents, you could refer to the numbers. This is where I'm going to use the book darts, and this is the one section of the book that I thought this could make it possible to have my lesson plans along with my personal plans in one place, but have it separated so that it's private. It's easy enough for me to flip back and forth if I want to check what do I need to do that day in my personal life, but then to flip back over and only have lesson plans showing in class. And this is a really small book open, so it wouldn't take up much room. It sits pretty flat. And this is kind of what made me think I've got to try this, because if it works, it's going to be awesome. And then I saw a lady's video, and in the back these pages, I think that she covered them, and she ended up gaining like 14 or 15 pages. And so I thought what I would do is I'll just play by ear. I'll use up as many as I have, and if I decide at that point that I can finish up without going into one of those memo books, if I just covered these up and I can finish my lesson plans for the year in this, then I'll do that. And if not, then I'll go to the memo book and we'll see where I'm at. Because this allows me to, I can put 2 sets of plans here, or I can just do 1 and 1, and I might do that. I don't know, but I think there's enough pages I can do that for the year. give you a contacts page, and then the end. This little booklet, if I carried this with it, I think is designed to just fit right in here, so you can see it does, and it adds hardly any bulk at all. The other thing that makes me think I will want a Hobonichi cover for this, not only for the pen holder, but I love how the pen holder, when you put the pen between the two, it holds the book closed, because if it is in and out of my bag, I think that I want to keep it closed. So I think I'm going to have to order that off of Etsy. But this is the setup, and I think it's going to work great. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of transferring and see how it goes. So I'm going to put this pocket in the back because I watched another video, I think it was Humble Chan, and she had put her pocket in the front, and I think she put it like this and everything was sliding out, and so she said make sure you put it on the side where the opening is towards the center of the book. And so I think this is kind of where your pocket is meant to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And if I'm not carrying a memo book, then I'll have a spot for prescription or directions I might get from my doctor, things like that. So let's pull this off. I think I need to concentrate. There we go. I think that that was actually kind of nice because you can sort of line it up with those letters. I think one of the best parts about the Hobonichi line is the paper, because it's so thin and you can fit everything in it. And so let's see how this works out. Oh my gosh, that just barely fits. I think I pushed that a little too far to the edge and not far enough down. Wow, that like barely barely fits in there. You can see it kind of sticks out of the top. So word to people, just putting this, I wonder if this will come up since I just put it down. Let's see. It's pulling up a little bit. I might regret this. Because you want to put it as far down as possible if you want those booklets to fit. Oh. I should have thought of that. Oh well, you're learning from my mistake. This may not matter if I get a clear cover because there'll be pockets in the clear cover. Okay, so I pulled up a little bit of the writing, and now I'm going to go like right to the edge of the paper part. That's better. Hopefully that will stick. A few of the little hobos got messed up because it pulled up with the lettering. I think that's stuck down pretty well. Now let's try it again. Because there's a bit of an edge to this that, you know, the book's not going to fit in. So that is better, much better. And I literally had to put that plastic right to the edge of the paper part if I want to fit one of these little memo books in there. And I can already see that I do want to have, I'm not going to carry the memo book until I have to, but I already know that I do want to be able to keep the cover closed with the pen. That is for sure. So, let's take a look at some of this. I just want to see if it will actually work. So that is from previous year, and the reason why I was showing you 2016 is because that's where I had lesson plans. I'm still on Christmas vacation, winter break. Here's my uni for the other one, and I don't like how the pencil grip, or the pen grip area is getting kind of dirty, but I think that's inevitable if you're going to use it. I have a different note card in here this time. So let's just see how a monthly calendar would look in here. So here's January, and that's pretty typical looking, I would say. So let's go ahead, and I love the Unijet stream for writing in this planner. So I had a couple reminders. Oh, this is December. So the months start on December. And I think that the weeks started on January. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, so you get a monthly calendar for December of 2016, and the week starts in November 28th. So you could have used this all through December, but I am on January. So flip to the correct month. Here's January 2017. I had a couple reminders over here for myself. And so it's definitely smaller, but with a really fine pen tip, it doesn't matter. You just have to kind of adjust your own writing. So what I had been doing for 2017 is up in this top area where there's some space, so like in the cousin, it would be like in this area, I was writing holidays. Sorry about that. This is the difficulty of having a tripod in between you and your paper. I was writing the holidays because the Hobonichi is Japanese and it doesn't have, our holidays listed, at least any way that I can read it. So I don't know if the holidays are going to fit really easily in these. We'll see. Okay, and then on the 7th, having the grid is really helpful, because if you can write small enough to fit your writing in the grid, you should have some room, right? 4th, and then on the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. The other thing that I wanted, other than the clear cover, was the pencil board, and I believe that was also sold out on the Hobonichi website, and that was something else I thought I might order from Etsy. But I wanted to get it in my hands first before I ordered a bunch of extra stuff, just to see if I thought this was even possible. And then of course you're left with, well, if you do use this, what are you going to do with the cousin? I don't know. I might just say I'm not going to sweat it. And then I'll have it if I need it for whatever reason. If for some reason I start having a million personal things I need to keep track of. Let's see, a couple more. Yeah, it would be nice to have the pencil board in this size. So I was easily able to fit all of the things I had for January in here. I mean, it took a little bit more room, but it worked. So I'm definitely not going to sit here and go through every month with you. Oh, the other thing I am just noticing now, I could have put this information in the notes section down here, because there are check boxes. There are 4 of them, like a monthly to-do list down at the bottom, which is not in the cousin, so I didn't even notice that. So that's actually kind of cool. So now I don't have to write these up here and make my own boxes. I can just use those. So now let's flip to the weekly view and just copy in what I have for well, for this week is going to be hardly anything because I'm on vacation. So, just looking at what I have, I know that it would very easily fit. Let's see. Oh, here. Yeah, I mean, this would like not be a problem at all. So, and the other thing I thought of is like, so I could put something over here, but I can put the notes over here. So I'll do an example of that. So, for example, one of the things that I needed to do on the 2nd was, and I like making the little boxes for myself so that I can check them off, is I had to make some reservations for my job, because we're responsible for our field trips. And this is not gridded, but you can see the grid from the other page. And so I had like 4 dates that I needed to know for those reservations. I could just put that over here, but since I have more room, I can put it over here. And then I had one more thing. And all of that was easily able to be fit in that spot. And if I needed any overflow, I could have put it over here. This day, I just had a couple of things. So it's definitely not as spaced out, and I'm not writing as large, but it does fit. And if I just write smaller, it will fit. I even thought, well, not what I'm thinking sometimes. So like here's today. So here. And that's everything. So for the next day, I know I need to do this. This day, I know that I need to do this. Sometimes my squares don't really look like squares. And then I have this. And so I'm going to write the information for that over here, I think. Well, actually, I really don't need to because I have plenty of room. So, okay. Then on this day, a couple of things. And on this one, so like I said, I'm on vacation, so I just have, you know, a few things, but I was easily able to fit everything I needed to do, plus I have room over here, plus I have room over here, and I think that this is actually going to work out really well. I could practice writing a set of lesson plans. In fact, let's do that just for kicks. I could practice writing a set of lesson plans on, I was still working, on November 28th week, and just see if it would fit stacked up like that, how I envision it. So, let's see, what was I doing on that week? Okay, so here was the lesson plans I had written on here for November 28th. And my school to-dos that I have, I'm going to list them up at the top because when I have this open at school, that's what I would want to see. So I might list them at the top or at the bottom here. So we'll do a little practice. So here was from my first class. Normally I like to do these in pencil. So you can see I was starting by writing directly on the square, but when I'm doing my lesson plans, I usually do like to leave some space so I can visually, see easily the separate tasks that we need to do. So I'm just going to do it like I would normally do it. So for English, I have a short lesson plan because they were writing essays in class that day. Then we always have a quote. By Aldous Huxley. And then I had a few work to-dos that day, so I'll put those down here. And that was it. So I was right. Basically everything that was on this page that had to do with work, I was able to fit on this. It's just oriented differently. I had a few personal to-dos, and those 4 personal to-dos I could have easily put onto this area. So I think that this is actually going to work, and I'm pretty excited about it because I am going to reduce the bulk of things that I carry by a tremendous amount. And like when I carry my planner to our staff meetings, I'll have something small that I don't have to lug around. I'm pretty excited about this, that it actually is, I think, going to work out the way that I want it to. With the book darts, I think it'll be great because I can just move them down the page. I'll show you what I was talking about. So, like with the weeks, what the gal did that I watched was she had these, and she basically took one on a page. And so she'd have it like this. And then as the week progressed, she would just, slide it down the page so it was like pointing at the day, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. And she had a bunch of them in her planner. So she had one like up top for the week page, the month, the year, page in the back she was using, and so I thought that that was a really cool idea that I wanted to use that idea as well. I really like the little, these little dog tabs that I bought from Hobonichi, but they do stick out of the top, and this is just really compact. So I think my next steps are going to be to order that clear cover and order the pencil board. And then I know that the pencil board will fit. It'll just slide right back in the back. And I think that this is going to be the planner that I use because I've really been happy with the Hobonichi, and I think this will bring everything together which is what I wanted, but have this compact book. And I think that it's all of these extra pages in the back that finally convinced me that I think I can do this and have everything in one place, but have it be small and portable. So, any thoughts on this? I would love to read them, so feel free to leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I will definitely update you on this. And I'm really liking this. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great start to 2017 and that you have found a planner that works for you. If you have a planner that works for you, I would love to read about it as well. Please leave it in the comments, or if you make a video, please let me know so that I can go watch it. If you have any ideas of how I can use the space in my Hobonichi weeks, I would also appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Bye.